Hi everybody. In this video conference, we will discuss two attributes of the Most High, which seems contradictory to uninformed people. It is the invisibility and the visibility of the Most High. If the transcendence of the Most High naturally makes him a being who escapes our corporeal perception, his immanence makes his presence manifest through the quality he shares with us.
Welcome to the channel Zilalowa of Dr. Yaluka. To begin, please subscribe and tick the notification bell in order not to miss our videos. Thank you for joining.
The theme of our conference, our lecture, is the invisibility and visibility of the Most High. But before tackling this lecture, we will first proceed to the usual introduction. That is, we will present the lecturer, the speaker that I am, and we will present his academy, Dilaloa. Then we will scientifically establish the notion of the invisibility of the Most High, thanks to the Kemetic cosmological argument, which is a systematic natural theology. Because this natural theology is of today the strongest point and particularity of African traditional religion. Has an exact science. Finally, the development will follow. I'm Dr. Chatezwa Lubanzadio Lialuka. I hold a PhD honor in theology from Trinity Graduate School of Apologetics and Theology in Kerala, India. As such, as an apologist, I founded Dilaloa, which is a modern academy of African traditional spirituality. Dilaloa comprises two branches, an academic branch called Institut des Sciences Animiques, and an initiatory branch which is called also Dilaloa. Within the frame of the Institut des Sciences Animiques, which is the academic branch, we conduct researches on African traditional spirituality and epistemology. We have published 32 scientific papers that are available free at www.academia.edu. And we published also 15 books that are available at Amazon. As I told you, Nzilaloa comprises two branches. The second branch is called also Nzilaloa, and that one is an initiatory branch. We initiate the African people to the divine practice of African traditional religion. I insist on divine practice because people often don't realize that there are two kinds of practices of African traditional religion. The divine practice, which is the practice of a minority, where the key point is how to regain one's nature as a child of a Most High, as an Osiris, as a Malungila, as it is called in Bukôngo, the Kongo religion. This is done by using the purification of thoughts and the succor of holy ancestors. This is the divine practice. Aside the divine practice, we have the human practice, which is the practice of the majority of African people. When you look around the universe of African spirituality, what you found often is the human practice of it. The divine practice can be found among the Bantu people, and especially among the Congo people in the Congo region, the Bukôngo, as it is taught by our academy in Zilaloa and as it was taught by our ancestors. So we deal with the divine practice of African traditional religion, which practice exists since the time of ancient Egypt. And because we mentioned ancient Egypt, let me tell you that we are a Kemet movement. But our Kemetism is different from what we call the traditional Kemetism. Ours is called Neo-Kemetism. Now, traditional Kemetism started in the United States around the years 1970s. It is an eclectic movement aiming at the reconstruction of the religion of ancient Egypt through induction and speculation by rereading the Hindu nature. It is an anti-biblical movement and has all the religions of the world. It is a religion belief. Now, Neo-Kemetism, which is our movement, started in 2008 with the discovery of the Kemetic cosmological argument. We will speak about this argument later. So, Neo-Kemetism started in 2008. It used first deduction in order to state the solar religion as a religion that enables one to become back a child of the Most High and Osiris. After establishing these natural systematic theology, these doctrines of solar religion, we use comparative study to prove that it is perfectly congruent with the religion of ancient Egypt, with the religion of Sumer, and even with the Congo religion, the Bukôngo. Thus, we arrive to the conclusion, we arrive at the conclusion that this religion is an exact science because its doctrines can be stated deductively by starting from empirical facts that are the existence of individualities and the law of causality. And because we can use comparative study in order to see what belongs to us and what doesn't belong to us, we are not an anti-biblical movement. Simon Kibangu, the great Congo prophet, said that the spiritual and moral principles that are found in the Bible were stolen from our ancestors. They belong to us. So we have the right to claim them. I don't speak about the history, but I speak about the spiritual and ethical principles that are embedded there. As I announced, The theme of our lecture is the invisibility and visibility of the Most High. A Kongo proverbs say, "Kusosi nzambi ko, nzambi kamunikanga ko," which translates into, "Do not seek God because he is invisible." However, seeking to know the Supreme Being was and still is the objective of the great KONGO initiatory schools. To elucidate what seems to be a contradiction here, namely the invisibility and the visibility of the Most High, we will resort to the Kemetic cosmological argument in order to scientifically establish these two notions and show their application in spiritual healing. For the sake of this lecture, the Kemetic cosmological argument can be introduced summarily this way. I'm an individual being. You are individual beings. So this universe in which we evolve is an individual entity. Being an individual entity, this temporal universe is the work of an individual creator. Individual nature of this creator begs the existence of other similar creators. Some of them may have not yet created their universe, but in the infinitude of possibility, they exist. So we have potential creators and effective creators. Now here I introduce an hypothesis which is not indispensable, but that I use for the sake of concision. The hypothesis is that every creation exists in its creator. Creation has an effect, exists, abides in the creator has a cause. Now, provided this hypothesis, if we take an entity that includes all the potential and effective creators, we have an entity which is the greatest possible being. Because any universe, any creation you can imagine will exist in its creator, and the creator will be in this new entity. Therefore, this new entity is the Most High. Thus, we deduce some attributes of the Most High. The first is that the Most High must be immutable and indivisible. Because if he were not, then there might be a principle of his mutability and divisibility. And that principle must be greater than the Most High, which means greater than the greatest possible being, which is impossible. So the Most High is absolutely immutable and absolutely indivisible. The next attribute is that the Most High is transcendent. By transcendent, we don't only mean that he is above everything, which is a bit in evidence. No, it means that the Most High is above everything and he doesn't know evil. He doesn't include evil. He is not cognizant of evil. This is easy to demonstrate. We have seen that the Most High is indivisible. And because he is absolutely indivisible, in him to know and to be are the same thing. What the Most High knows is what he is. If he knew evil, he will be infinitely good and infinitely bad, which is an aberration, which is an impossibility. Therefore, the Most High doesn't know evil. That is why in ancient Egypt, in Sumer, and in Bukôngo, prayer was never directly addressed to him. He doesn't know evil. How could you tell him about your suffering? So we have seen that God is immutable, the Most High is immutable, the Most High is indivisible, and the Most High is transcendent. Now, we have seen that every creator expresses an individuality which is included in the Most High. Now, the Most High is indivisible. So we come to the conclusion that every creator, every child of the Most High expresses the fullness of the Most High, but in an individual manner. That fullness of the Most High is what we call the Logos. Now, if we take the children of the Most High around one of them, they constitute a collective child of the Most High. And as a child of the Most High, that collective child of the Most High expresses also the Logos. Therefore, we come to a double nature of the Logos, where it is the manifestation of the fullness of the Most High in the Creator and around the Creator. Here, I can ask a question. Where is our temporal universe in relation to the Most High? We have seen by hypothesis that our temporal universe is in its creator. But the problem now is in relation to the Most High. Our temporal universe cannot be in the Most High, because if it were, at the moment of creation, something new will appear in the Most High, and the Most High will undergo a change. But we have seen that the Most High is absolutely immutable. So creation cannot occur in the Most High. Creation cannot also occur outside of the Most High, because if it were added to the Most High, it will result in an entity greater than the Most High, which is also impossible. So creation is neither in the Most High, neither outside of the Most High. We come to the conclusion that creation is only a perception of the celestial reality in the temporal consciousness of the Creator, which is the proof of the validity of our hypothesis. The visible is only a perception, a limited perception of the invisible. Reality is spiritual. Reality is not material. All reality is included in the Most High. There is no other reality outside of the Most High, because if it were, that reality added to the Most High will result in an entity greater than the Most High. So the Kemetic cosmological argument has shown, has revealed to us that God is indivisible. because we can only see the Most High in his totality, since he is invisible. However, if we perceive the whole of the Most High, then he becomes finite, which is impossible. Hence, the Supreme Being is invisible. Even in the eternal heaven, no one has seen him, and no one will. We must understand here the invisibility has the impossibility of any direct perception of the Most High by lower being, except the Logos. The primitive cosmological argument also showed us that the Most High manifests his fullness in us and around us. In us, because we told you that the visible is only a limited manifestation of the invisible. Therefore, human beings are limited manifestation of their true nature as children of the Most High in heaven, as Osiris. So we have seen this, that the, the, the Most High manifests his fullness in us and around us. Given the transcendence of the Most High and the transcendence of the celestial plane, the Logos expresses this totality through the holy ancestors who surround us. The Bakulu Bamaza, literally meaning the ancestors of water, those who inhabit water, not literally, but water here means a word of purity and holiness. And when they surround us, these holy ancestors are called Bakulu Bamaza, or the ancestors of water. When they inhabit us, they are the Bakisi, or the spirits of holy ancestors. It follows that the Supreme Being is immanent and visible in our life experience through his manifestation in us and around us. In other words, indirect perception of the Supreme Being is possible through creation. These two attributes, the invisibility and the visibility of the Most High, are essential to the practice of spiritual healing. The invisibility of the Most High implies that evil actually has no access to him. However, the KONGO tradition teaches us that Nzambi Ampugu Tulendo is Kalunga. That is, he is all in all. In other words, everything that really exists is only his manifestation. Since as Kalunga, the Most High is invisible, this implies that our real being is hidden in the invisible wholeness of God, of the Most High. Evil, therefore, actually has no access in our life because the Most High is our only life. Evil actually has no access to our intelligence because our intelligence is the supreme being. The supreme being is our only true intelligence, etc. The visibility of the Most High indirectly through creation is a hope that spiritual healing is possible, that we can live the manifestation of God, of infinite good, where evil, disease seems to exist. In other words, we can experience the manifest presence of the Logos in our existence. The immutability of the Most High means that each of us is in reality inseparable from the fullness of his divine substance, the Logos. The theme of this lecture was inspired by one of our internet followers who lives in the city of Lubumbashi in the Democratic Republic of Congo. She was once manager of a hotel. However, in the exercise of her functions, she was one day struck by a stroke. He decided to treat herself spiritually. Her spiritual treatment consisted essentially of a deep purification to better become aware of the fact that the glory of the Most High, His perfection, His peace were visible in her life experience. And that was the case every moment. Another aspect of her treatment was a warning against those who would harm her. Now, before we continue with our lecture, let me remind you the course we will offer on 11 February. It will be an academic introduction course to Bukôngo, an introduction to Bukôngo. The checkout link can be found in the description of this lecture as it will be published on YouTube. Back to the lecture now. The evil is the work of Nkari and Pemba. Although this word or this expression, Nkari and Pemba, is often compared to the devil, actually, Nkari and Pemba is in reality our own refusal to align ourselves with the light, with the truth, with the spiritual order established by Mumbalowa, the creator. Nkari and Pemba is comprised of two words, Nkari and the adjective Pemba, which belongs to Pemba. Nkari means that which is bitter, that which we dislike, that which we reject. And Pemba is water, has the abode of the ancestors. Pemba allude to holiness, to purity, to light, etc. So Nkari and Pemba is in reality our own refusal to accept light coming from the holy ancestors. It is not a human being, as is the case in lunar religions, the religions of the West. Kariampemba is in reality our misuse of the free will granted to us by the Most High. Thus, as the case of our manager illustrates, the process of purification is essential to spiritual healing. Now, in a practical manner, You can use that process in this way. Remember, in prayer, we don't address the Most High. The highest God we address directly is the Creator. And the lowest divinity we address directly are our holy ancestors. So when I say alert, I mean my holy ancestors. So in order to purify myself, I will say, Lord, I know because you know it in me that I'm pure. I've always been pure and I shall always be pure. You see that I affirm my purity in the present, the past, and the future. I don't stop there. And I add, I know, Lord, that sin never had the power to do me good. Therefore, it cannot have the power to separate me from you. Hence, I'm pure, I've always been pure, and I shall always be pure. The power, the so-called power of sin is the belief that it can do you good or it did you good. By the time you understand that sin has no power to do you good, you have mastery over sin. Now, I don't expect you to become a saint overnight. No, I know that you can still fall by using these methods. The fact is, if you fall, you have to rise up and go ahead. Excuse me. If every time you fall, you rise, you affirm that prayer, you do that prayer, and make efforts to go ahead, you will be finally running. This is the process I use for the purification of thought. But I tell you that in his treatment, she used also the warning. The warning consists in, first of all, realizing that the so-called witch who is attacking you is in reality a child of the Most High as you are, an Osiris. Even though he doesn't know it, he is in reality an Osiris. So you have to affirm this, learn, and know that he knows because you know it in me and in him that he is your child. He is an Osiris. And then you affirm that since he is a child of the Most High, he knows that the evil we do unto others react against ourselves right now and leads to death. By praying this way, we arrive to rid the malpractice of the so-called witches. In the higher tradition of Bukôngo, purification was the result of ablution. In the practice of Kongo taught by Njilalowa nowadays, purification is a prayer. As I showed you, a prayer of argument or an argumentation which affirms our purity in the present, the past, and the future. To be complete, such an argument must also affirm the nothingness of the opposites, that is, the nothingness of the belief that sin has power to do us good. Speaking of the Creator, Maweja Nangila, The tradition of Kasai in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The tradition of Kasai affirms his invisibility in the following manner. Mawisha nangila jibakatangili chishiki wakutangila wamwasa nsesa, which means that Mawisha nangila, the creator, is a sun whose brightness cannot be fixed with bare eyes at the risk of being dazzled. This affirmation from the Chiakani, the divine tradition of sign, informs us about our invisibility in relation to evil. Because in reality, each one of us is a sun, a star, an Osiris, a child of the Most High. The closer we come to the Creator, to the purification of thoughts, the more we demonstrate our invisibility in relation to evil. In conclusion, given his invisibility, the Most High is invisible. Because to see him is to see his totality, his fullness. Now, if one perceives his totality, the Most High becomes finite, which is impossible. The immanence of the Most High means that we can experience his perfection through the manifestation of his attributes in our life experience. Thus, the visibility of the Most High is a hope for spiritual healing, while his invisibility is the possibility of hiding us from evil. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share. More on this subject can be found on my books available at Amazon.